We gotta punish him somehow.
Yeah, but his lawyers say he doesn't have any money.
What are we gonna do?
I've got an idea.
O.J. Simpson's punitive damages will not be seen tonight, so that we can bring you the following episode of Almost Live.
Calm down, listen, we're in the middle of a bicycle war. Realize this, we've had 2 bike protests in 1 week. Now you gotta put this in perspective. Bicycle war flares up in Seattle every few years. As you know, the battle started at Green Lake, maybe about 10 years ago. A truce was declared when they divided the lane. Bikes on one side, people who want to discuss their relationships on the other side. Stop the collision, stop it. But as we all know, the truce did not last, and now, as you know, they are building a whole other lane out there at Green Lake. The truce didn't last, and the other lane is just for wheels, and the bicyclists this week became really upset to learn that the lane for wheels is also going to allow cars. How did that happen? So now they're going to pave the entire lake and make lots of lanes. There's going to be the bike lane, the rollerblade lane, serious runners, lame runners who like to dress like serious runners, joggers. Joggers with headphones, joggers with baby carriages, joggers with walkers, you know, and one figure skater in the middle just rotating, just going around like that. Now, the bike battle actually has invaded the rest of the city. The bikers say that they want their own street, and the city said they could have Pike Street between 1st and 2nd. Problem there, though, too many needles. Pops the tires, too many needles. Ooh. I know. The bikers, they want rights. They have a certain point, but they can be so annoying, you know. There's when they do that thing when you're like, there's a biker in front of you and there's a red light and he does this sort of like, that balance, you know, that sort of thing. And you're like, it just makes you seasick to watch it. They're like, put your foot down. You're at the window, just put it down. Stop it, you're driving me nuts. And then we have those nuts who pull all of their kids behind them in a big tent on wheels. You know, take up the whole lane there. There's like, you know, nothing more fun than playing chicken with your kids, you know. Jason, you sit closest to the cars this time. No, Daddy, please, I'll clean my room. Please, Daddy. Anyway, we at Almost Live wanted to settle the situation, so we convened an emergency session between cyclists and car people last night. After a lot of negotiation, we hammered out this agreement that will bring peace between cars and cyclists in this city. And I want to read this. First, I want to read the bicyclist pledge. All right, okay. The bicyclist pledge. I will dart wildly in and out of cars only when I have a good reason, like if I'm late for a Beck concert. Okay. I will spend an equal amount of time frightening old people up on the sidewalk as I do frightening old people in cars. That's good. Actually, Steve, you know what? Could we change this music? You know, I know it was for a good cause and everything, but I never really liked this song. Can you change it, please? Okay, that's more. That's more my style. Thank you. The bicyclist pledge. Once in a while, I will stop at a stop sign just to show people that I do know what it means. That's a good one for bicyclists. Now the driver's pledge. I will honor the bicyclist's right to share the road with me unless it looks like I'm going to miss the start of Wheel of Fortune. All right. I will no longer shout, "Hey, you look like a gay space alien from a planet where gays don't have a lot of fashion sense," at passing bicyclists. And finally, I will not use a 2-ton automobile to intimidate someone who is trying to be ecologically sensitive unless he gives me one of those smug, self-righteous glares. Then I'm going to have to go a little medieval on his bony ass. All right. Well, that's just great. All right, well, we hope that advances the cause of peace, and we have a great show for you tonight. But before we get on with it, I'd like to show you a preview of another great show that is coming soon to our station.
Seattle, Washington. A seemingly normal American city. Until you take a closer look. Tonight, join us for Unsolved Mysteries of Seattle. A new restaurant opens in nearby Linwood, but it's not owned by anyone named Hooter, nor is any owl meat served on the menu. You work here?
Yeah.
Why is this restaurant called Hooters?
I don't know.
And who can explain this anomaly in South King County that brings people to marvel at the roadway with no potholes? And what of the amazing ability of this Bothell woman?
Cartoon Channel is on 34. 35 is Northwest Cable News.
She knows where all the new TCI channels are located. There are other mysteries. Who thought this was a good idea? What mysterious forces are eating away this building? And what exactly is being sold at this company? Or for that matter, this one. And then there's the mystery of Pioneer Square, 807 First Avenue. The only remaining doorway in Pioneer Square that does not smell like pee. Well, there goes that one. Witness the unlikely story of Bridget Gunderson.
Well, I don't have any piercings. I don't have any tattoos. I've never been in rehab, and I really like people.
And yet, this woman has a job here. One mystery was recently solved. Last week, we told you the story of a Marysville man struck by a football. Thanks to an alert viewer who recognized the errant pass as one thrown 2 seasons ago by Seahawks quarterback Rick Meyer. And get a load of this one.
The way I see it, I've done without it all this time. I can do without it forever.
It's just nice to see other people happy.
They are people who do not own any Microsoft stock, and yet are not bitter about it. And witness this mysterious building, where in just the past week, the Seattle Supersonics have disappeared twice. Anyone with any information, anything at all, contact somebody immediately. Because until you do, these will remain the unsolved mysteries of Seattle.
All right, stay with us. We've got a great show, and we're coming right back.
Oh, no. Have you noticed the waiter isn't writing down the orders?
Yeah, I hate that. I mean, they just want to show off what great memories they have, and they always get it wrong.
I know.
Okay, were you ready here?
Oh, yeah. I'd like the grilled prawns, the fettuccine solana, but without the mushrooms, the chopped salad with vinaigrette, garlic bread, and a coffee black.
Very good.
Great.
And you, sir?
I'll have the tortellini and a Coke.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, you seem to get it.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, do you want anything to drink with that?
I'm having a Coke, and she's going to have coffee black.
Black, yeah.
Great. Even better. I'll be right back.
You probably just didn't hear us say it the first time.
Yeah, you probably did. Yeah.
Okay. Here's your 2 milks, and I'll be right back with your toast.
We didn't order milks, and I didn't order toast.
Are you sure? I could have sworn you said milk.
I don't think I would have said that, seeing as how I'm lactose intolerant.
Well, I know that sounds crazy, but last week we had a guy in here who goes into convulsions if he has even 1 prawn. But would you believe it? He forgot and ordered the wrapped prawns.
Are you sure he didn't order the wrapped mussels?
No, it was the prawns. Yeah, I'm positive because I asked him 4 times, and anyway, they had to take him to the hospital and have his stomach pumped.
You know, look, would you mind just writing our order down?
Yeah,
Oh, don't really need to, thanks. It's all right up here.
Okay.
The only thing I'm a little fuzzy about is what you were having.
Well, I was going to have the...
Wait, let me guess. Is the crab? Crab tor, right. Crab tortellanas. Yeah, okay.
The tortellini.
Oh, you'd like to change it to the tortellini? That's no problem.
And a Coke.
Oh, sure. I can add a Coke to it. No problem with that either. Okay, do you want that now or perhaps after you're through with your milk?
Could you just write our order down, maybe?
Oh, that's a good one. So, miss, are you sure you don't want anything?
I'm having the fettuccine solana.
Oh, gee, I wish you had said something earlier because I think we might be all out of that by now. But I'll tell you what, I'll go back and have a look. So, you've got your milks. Let me go check and see if your hotcakes are just about done.
Please.
Sir, please, just write it down.
God, what are we going to do?
You know what? I'm sorry, I completely forgot we are all out of the veal.
What are you talking about?
Well, actually, you know, we don't even serve veal here. I just didn't want to embarrass you in front of the lady.
Listen, I am begging you. Just please write down our order.
Please.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're afraid I'm going to forget what your order is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I wouldn't worry about it. I've been doing this for years, and it hasn't happened yet.
Please, write it down.
Yeah.
I don't really need to. Thank you.
Look, I have a pen here. You can use my
Oh,
pen.
no, I have a pen.
Okay, I'll just write it down for you on the
Oh,
back
no,
of this
that's
poster,
fine.
okay? I'm happy to do it
Oh,
for you.
that's too
Here,
nice.
here's $100.
No.
Take
no,
it.
it's
Just
all right.
write it down.
I
For
can't.
$100.
I can't take your money.
Please,
200.
please,
You
write it
people,
down.
We don't get out very much.
You are so nice, but it's really not necessary, okay? I just want you to relax, enjoy your dinner. You might want to start thinking about what you want for dessert, okay? In the meantime, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back, talk to the chef, and see if maybe we can't get you some of those chicken wings you've been so hungry for, okay?
You know, I guess we could have a little dessert. I mean,
Don't even think about it.
why are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. I just...
Okay. Here's the big bowl of fire you ordered. Now, if there's nothing else, tell you what, I will also be your cashier for tonight. Would you like some fire?
Good evening. This is the Late Report. Well, Seahawks quarterback Rick Meyer visited the Chicago Bears headquarters last week. Meyer was pleased with the meeting and said that he would be happy to throw interceptions for Chicago. An attorney for Taco Bell disputed claims of rampant wage and hour violations this week, telling King County Superior Court that Taco Bell would never steal from their own employees. Immediately following his court appearance, the Taco Bell attorney ran for the border. Last weekend, the Pacific Science Center held Gross Out Weekend with popular hands-on experiments for kids like making fake snot and touching a brain. The least popular demonstration was touching Paul Allen's beard after a big lunch. The Seattle PI is holding a TV Valentine write-in where readers would write in 100 words or less who their favorite fictional TV heartthrob is and why. So far, most letters are about Pamela Lee, who is technically over 50% fictional. Bothell police, hoping for a new police station, showed the press that their jail consists of a plywood box with wallboard painted to look like cement. The police told the press that the prisoners don't like it, but upon closer inspection, the prisoners turned out to be plywood cutouts painted to look like criminals. Except for the occasional squabble, Vip the gorilla is said to be getting along reasonably well with 2 female gorillas at the Woodland Park Zoo. Zoo officials say that the squabbles could be completely eliminated if the gorillas would just get separate checking accounts. Well, 6 Federal Way High School boys are suspected of creating a burglary ring that broke into more than 150 homes over the last 2 years, stealing $200,000 worth of TVs and appliances. One of the 6 boys was very upset when arrested because he said he was just 4 VCRs away from getting his letter. Weyerhaeuser officials apologized for an odor that smelled like cat urine at their Longview plant last week. The tree cutting company said they would pay for any medical bills and would take further precautions to restrict access to the cat urine release button. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up this Friday, and here with some thoughts on the day is Tracy Conway.
As you said, Valentine's Day is coming up this Friday, and while I was shopping around for Valentine's Day cards, I've noticed they're all pretty similar.
There is a certain sameness to them.
Exactly, yes. Which is why I've decided to come up with my own line of Valentine's Day cards, because every relationship is a little bit different.
Well, that's great, Tracy. Do you have any with you?
How nice of you to ask.
No problem.
I certainly do. One of my favorites is, I love you, but I'd always pictured my true love as having 2 eyebrows rather than one really long one.
Well, that is different.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
okay.
That is very different.
Well, here's another one. I love you, but it's not normal for you to make the bathroom smell that bad. Get some help.
Well, that's a very caring thought. That's very nice.
You know, and there was absolutely nothing out there that expressed that particular sentiment.
You know, I don't suppose there would be. I don't suppose there would be.
Well, here's one for a beginning relationship. To my new sweetheart, darling, I love you because I'm unemployed and have no place to live.
Okay.
Or for an older relationship, Valentine, I could never love you more than I do now. Well, that's not really true. I could love you more. I could love you a lot more, actually. Listen, forget I brought the whole thing up. Let's just watch ER.
Well, you don't often see that on a card. You really...
Well, you do now.
Okay, all right.
I also have a line of Valentine cards for men exclusively. For example, to my precious girlfriend on Valentine's Day, I love you, but I was wondering, has your sister ever mentioned me?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That one's going to sell.
Yeah.
Or here's one for a couple whose, well, their sex life isn't, you know, quite what it could be. I love you, sweetheart, but exactly how old is that nightgown? And finally, for the guy who wants to express his true feelings, roses are red, violets are blue, shut up.
Well, that should be a big shut-up. Good luck, Tracy. Tracy Conway, everybody. All right. Well, finally, the Seattle Weekly announced that the newspaper is up for sale and will be offered nationally. They're running an ad in newspapers across the country that reads, "Single white urban weekly newspaper seeks sugar daddy for long articles about coffee and music that was out of date 2 years ago." This has been The Late Report. Stay with us because we'll be right back. just about all the time we have on Almost Live this week. We want to thank you for joining us, and we just hope that this long-running war between cyclists and, cars and everything can be put to rest. And also, if you'd like to join our studio audience, ride, bike, or walk down here, call this number for tickets, 421-5555, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.